In the glittering chaos of New York City, where dreams clash with reality and every corner hides a secret waiting to explode, a simple act of kindness was about to ignite a firestorm of passion, betrayal, and unbreakable bonds. Picture this: a young waitress, eyes sharp as diamonds, spots a lonely queen in a sea of power players. She doesn't just serve food, she serves hope. And in doing so, she uncovers a web of lies that could topple an empire. This isn't just a story, it's a pulse-pounding tale of hearts colliding, fortunes crumbling, and love rising from the ashes. Welcome to Midnight Tales, where we dive into the midnight magic of real-life epics that keep you hooked till the dawn. Buckle up, because what happens next will leave you breathless, inspired, and craving more. Deep in the heart of Manhattan, on the 52nd floor of the iconic Four Seasons, the Ethelgard restaurant pulsed with the quiet thunder of elite power. It wasn't your average eatery, oh no, this was a sanctuary for the untouchables, where deals worth billions were sealed over whispers and wine. The air hummed with the subtle clink of sterling silver against fine china, the kind of place where silence wasn't awkward, it was golden. But for Emily Petrova, that silence was a lifeline, a language she knew all too well. At just 24, Emily carried the weight of the world on her slender shoulders, hidden beneath her starched waitress uniform that fit like armor. Her days blurred into nights of endless shifts, all to keep the lights on in their tiny queen's apartment and fund her little sister Sophie's world. Sophie, born profoundly deaf, was Emily's everything. A bundle of joy with a laugh that lit up rooms, even if it was silent. Every tip Emily scraped together went straight to Sophie's specialized school, hearing aids, and therapies. These patrons, sipping wines that cost more than Emily's monthly rent, had no idea the fire burning in her chest. She moved like a shadow among giants, graceful, unnoticed, but always watching. Tonight, the room crackled with extra electricity. Julian Vance, the 35-year-old titan of Vance Global, had graced them with his presence. Julian was a force of nature, tall, broad-shouldered, with chiseled features that could have been sculpted by gods, and eyes like stormy oceans that drowned anyone who dared meet them. He inherited his empire young and turned it into a beast, swallowing tech firms and real estate like candy. Public appearances, rare. Family outings, even rarer. But here he was, flanked by two stone-faced associates in tailored suits, deep in talks of mergers and conquests. And at his side, his mother, Eleanor Vance, a picture of timeless elegance in her Chanel tweed, pearls gleaming like stars against her silver hair. She sat poised, but her eyes, oh, those eyes told a story of isolation, gazing out at the city lights as if trapped in a glass tower. The manager, Mr. Davis, fluttered around like a nervous bird, personally tending to the table. "Mr. Vance, your usual." He oozed deference. Julian nodded without glancing up from his phone, his voice a velvet blade. "And for my mother, the sea bass, no salt, steamed vegetables." Davis turned to Eleanor, leaning in too close, shouting like she was a toddler. "Mrs. Vance, would you like some water?" Her face remained serene, but a subtle flush crept up her neck, a sign Emily recognized instantly. The humiliation of being shouted at diminished. Julian's jaw clenched. "She can't hear you, Davis. Just bring the water." His words sliced the air, laced with frustration he couldn't hide. Eleanor had lost her hearing to a brutal illness 10 years ago, and Julian, for all his billions, couldn't buy back her world. He'd tried, top specialists, gadgets, even half-hearted ASL lessons, but nothing bridged the gap. From her station, Emily watched, her heart twisting like a vine. It was Sophie all over again, the well-meaning shouts from strangers, the pitying stares that chipped away at dignity. Sophie had retreated once, her vibrant spirit dimmed by a world that wouldn't adapt. Emily couldn't let that happen here. Ignoring the pounding in her chest, she defied every rule. Mr. Davis's mantra echoed in her head, never engage unless spoken to, especially not the Vances. But humanity trumped protocol. She smoothed her apron, took a breath that felt like fire, and approached the table like a warrior entering battle. The associates hushed. Davis froze across the room, horror etching his face. Julian's head snapped up, those storm eyes locking on her with annoyance sharper than a knife. "We don't need anything," he dismissed, low and final. But Emily ignored him. Her gaze fixed on Eleanina. With a respectful nod, she raised her hands, fingers dancing in fluid, precise American Sign Language, ASL, the poetry of silence. "Good evening, Mrs. Vance," she signed, her smile warm as sunlight. "My name is Emily. It's an honor to have you here tonight. I hope the view is as stunning to you as your presence is to this room." Time stopped. The associates gaped like fish. Julian's mask cracked, shock crippling across his granite features. But Eleanina, her distant eyes sharpened, life flooding back. She blinked, wonder blooming like a rare flower. Hesitantly, her hands rose, trembling at first, then steadying. You speak the language of my hands." She signed back, astonishment lighting her face like dawn. In that instant, the humble waitress had shattered the billionaire's impenetrable world, not with noise, but with the thunderous power of understanding. The Ethelgerd's symphony faded, all eyes subtly shifted to this silent revolution at table 7. Julian's mind reeled. He'd poured fortunes into solutions, yet this stranger in a uniform unlocked what he couldn't. Emily kept her focus on Eleanina, a bridge forming across oceans of difference. "I learned from my little sister," she signed, her movements alive with emotion. "She has a smile just as beautiful as yours." Tears shimmered in Eleanina's eyes, not from pity, but from being seen. Truly seen. Her hands gained confidence, stories spilling out. "My husband learned from me after I fell ill, but he passed 5 years ago. Since then, it's been so quiet." She glanced at Julian, love mixed with sorrow. Julian tries, but his hands build empires, not conversations. Julian watched, a whirlwind inside, awe, guilt, a spark of hope he hadn't felt in years. His mother's face glowed, alive again. He'd filled her silence with luxuries, but all she craved was connection. Emily responded with empathy that cut deep. Silence can be lonely, but it can also be a garden where beauty grows, if someone tends it right. Before more could unfold, Julian interrupted, voice urgent. "Where did you learn that?" Emily turned, composure steady. "My sister Sophie was born deaf, sir. It's our home language." Davis hovered, ready to yank her away, but Julian waved him off. "Leave her." To his associates, "We're done tonight. My driver will handle you." They left swiftly, sensing the earthquake. The table emptied to Julian, Eleanina, and Emily, who stood uncertain. "Please, sit," Julian said, softer now, gesturing to a chair. "Sir, I'm on duty," she protested. "Not anymore. You're my guest." He turned to Davis, "Add a $1,000 tip for every staffer tonight, and send the 98 crew to the table." Davis, stunned, obeyed. Emily sank into the velvet seat, reality shifting like a dream. Eleanina beamed, patting Emily's hand. "Tell me about your sister," she signed. For an hour, magic unfolded. Emily translated between mother and son, revealing depths long buried. She shared Sophie's humor, her art, the struggles of affording her school. Julian absorbed it all, learning his mother's hidden pains, feeling like a ghost, hating pity, missing debates and gossip. Through Emily, Eleanina bloomed. And Julian. He watched Emily, her focus, passion, dignity. She wasn't awed by his power, she commanded the moment. As the night waned, Julian's mind raced. A tip wouldn't suffice, this was transformative. "Emily, I have a proposal," he said, leaning in. "It's bold. You'd leave your job." Her pulse quickened, thinking of Sophie. "What proposal?" "My mother chairs the Vance Foundation Gala in 2 weeks. She's dreaded it for years, alone in crowds. Be her companion and interpreter. Not just the event, the prep, fittings, lunches, planning. I'll pay $50,000. Emily's world spun. $50,000, Sophie's future secured. Nina signed pleadingly, "Please say yes. Be my voice." Overwhelmed by hope in those eyes, Emily whispered, "Yes. I'll do it." Little did she know, this yes would unleash storms of jealousy, lies, and unexpected desire. Monday dawned like a fairy tale twisted with grit. The black Escalade purred outside Emily's Queens building, neighbors gawking as Arthur, the driver, handed her gourmet coffee and a flaky croissant. "Miss Petrova," he greeted, as if she were royalty. The Vance penthouse awaited, a marble marvel overlooking Central Park, art worth millions adorning walls. Mrs. Davenport, the stern housekeeper, eyed Emily's modest outfit with disdain. "Mrs. Vance is in the solarium." The place was stunning yet cold, like a museum. In the glass-enclosed room bursting with orchids, Nina waited, book forgotten. Seeing Emily, joy exploded. "You came. I feared it was a dream." "I'm here, and very real," Emily signed, smiling. Their first task, a gown fitting. Not at a shop, the shop came to them. Oscar de la Renta's team rolled in racks of shimmering silks and beads. As Nina tried gowns, Emily described vividly, sapphire-like ocean depths, beads like dew-kissed webs. Nina shared memories, alive in the process. Julian appeared unexpectedly, watching from the door. His mother laughed, hands flying. Emily anchored her with calm. A pang hit him, gratitude, envy. "Preparations going well?" he asked. Emily startled. "Yes, sir. She's chosen beautifully." Nina signed, "Tell him I feel like myself." Translating, Emily saw Julian's emotion flicker. "That's good, mother." But shadows lurked. Julian's cousin, Marcus Thorne, VP of the foundation, arrived unannounced. Slick, calculating, with a smile hiding daggers. He kissed Nina perfunctorily, then sized up Emily. "The miracle worker. Julian raves about you." "Just helping," she said politely. "A Cinderella story," he replied, tone insinuating. He watched them, unease growing. Nina's empowerment threatened his control. That evening, Marcus cornered Julian. "Charming girl, but too fast. We know nothing, could be a setup." Julian defended, "She's genuine." But Marcus persisted, "Sob stories are classic. Be careful." Doubt seeded in Julian's fortress mind. The weeks blurred into a whirlwind. Emily's days in luxury, nights in Queens, vertigo-inducing. Her bond with Nina deepened, they were friends. Emily learned Nina's past as a Columbia professor, sharp and missed. She shared Sophie's paintings. Nina reconnected with friends via relay, hosted lunches. At one, she questioned Marcus, why less for the Bronx Deaf School? He flustered, "Reallocation. Education isn't adjustable, show me finances." His venomous glance at Emily said it all. Julian lingered more, drawn to their world. He admired Emily's tenderness, but doubt gnawed. One afternoon, he found her sketching an orchid. Professional quality. That's talent. Blushing, "I dreamed of botanical illustration, but life." He saw her sacrifices, felt a pull. "You're remarkable, Emily." The air charged, she fled, heart racing. Attraction was dangerous. The day before the gala, a Cartier box arrived, diamond necklace, note from Julian. "Wear this." It felt like a claim, unsettling. Meanwhile, Marcus's pie delivered Emily's file, debts, father's suicide, loans. Marcus twisted it, desperation equals deceit. He called Julian, "Information on Emily, you won't like it." The gala at the New York Public Library was enchanting, crystal stars, elite guests. Theme, voice to the voiceless. Emily in emerald gown, necklace heavy. Nina shone, Emily interpreting seamlessly. Debates, laughs, she was queen. Julian watched, whiskey in hand, report burning his mind. Marcus's words echoed, "She's playing you." Yet he saw genuine grace. He approached, "Mother, belle of the ball. Nina, because of my voice, you." Eyes met Emily's, warmth flickered, then iced. Later, he asked her to dance. Touch electric, silence tense. Incredible job. She needed to be heard. You gave that. Necklace looks beautiful. Extravagant gift. I pay for value. It stung like a transaction. Marcus interrupted, internal matter. Handed the file. Julian's face darkened, eyes freezing on Emily. She knew, poison spread. Post-gala, Eleanina hugged Emily, tonight, not invisible. But Julian summoned, my office. Glacial room, file in hand. $50,000, a fortune for your problems. I don't understand. He tossed the file, photos, debts. Marcus was right. You played us. Accusations flew, opportunist, preying on loneliness. Endgame. Marry into fortune. Emily's world shattered. Tears threatened, but pride won. You see everyone as thieves because that's your world. Kindness isn't your currency. She removed the necklace, placed it down. Keep the money. My dignity isn't for sale. She walked out. I know my way out of the cage. Silence engulfed the penthouse. Eleanina's joy died. She confronted Julian, retreating in anger. Her silence accused. Julian reread the report. Emily's reaction didn't fit a grifter. Haunted, he drove to Queens, talked to the baker. Pure gold heart, she said. Stories of sacrifice, not scheme. Epiphany, Marcus's fraud. Audit revealed embezzlement, siphoning from small charities. Motive, keep Eleanina silent. Emily threatened that. Betrayal stung, Marcus dealt with. Julian needed redemption. At Sophie's school, anonymous donation, new wing, Sophie Petrova grant. He arrived, humbled. Signed apology, I was wrong. Hurt you, mother. Sorry. Explained Marcus, offered job, foundation director for deaf programs. World faded. Emily smiled, signed, let's get to work. This wasn't just redemption, it was rebirth. Bonds mended, corruption exposed, love bloomed. Emily sparked change, proving empathy conquers all. If this Midnight Tales story ignited your soul, thumbs up, share, subscribe, bell on. Comment your favorite moment. More tales await.